Hi, what happens when you only eat sardines for 3 days? Well, I did it so that you don't need to. Here's why I did it, here's what happened, and here's what I think. Let's do this. Hi, I'm Gordon, Fat Old Climber, and those of you that follow my channel will know every now and then I like to take the odd weird challenge. And I came across this challenge called the Sardine Challenge, and I decided I'd give it a bash to see. I've seen a lot about it online, and I wanted to try it and let you know how it went. So what I'm going to talk about is what the origins of this challenge are, why you might want to just eat sardines, what the potential benefits are, how I got on, and whether I'd recommend it or not. Drop me a comment if it's something you've done before, and let me know how you got on. If this kind of content's of interest to you, then don't forget to subscribe. So what are the origins of the idea of eating only sardines? Well, it was popularised by a couple of doctors, Dr. Ken Berry and Eric Westman, as part of the whole idea of keto carnivore dieting. More recently, as I've been exploring fasting, I've seen a lot of it from Dr. Amanda Bosworth, or Dr. Boz. She has, I would say, is the one that's popularised it on social media. And because I was exploring fasting and the benefits of that, and I was getting big results from that, I decided this would be an interesting, fun thing to try, because it's only 3 days, and I like sardines. So the idea was simple. For 3 days, all I could eat was these. Nothing else, except for water and black tea or coffee, black coffee in my case. And I would eat when I'm hungry, and I would stop eating when I was full. That simple. So why sardines? This little infographic is quite interesting in terms of some of the benefits, but the key points are that this little fish is extremely nutrient dense and has all sorts going on that's good for you. So we have high in omega-3, which is great for the brain, great for reducing inflammation, extremely good for insulin sensitivity, high in calcium, vitamins D, B12, just incredibly nutrient dense, but also it's high in protein, low in carbs, so it's really, really good for affecting satiety and keeping you full once you're full. And obviously with low carb and high protein affects ketosis. It's virtually carb-free. In fact, the ones I got, it says 0 carbs, which is what you're after. And it's great, apparently, for entering a deep level of ketosis, which most people are interested in for weight loss. I'm more interested in it because of the link between ketosis and autophagy, which is something I've been exploring in order to increase my health, but also reduce loose skin. And the other thing is it's apparently very good for gut health, minimal ingredients, lower digestive load, and reduced bloating. So the list of potential benefits was quite long. And as I say, I like a challenge. I like something that's going to be a bit fun. So I thought I'd give it a bash. And last Sunday, I started with breakfast, which was can of these, and I decided all I was going to do is I'd have a couple of cans. I was kind of keen to try and make sure I was eating the same number of calories, because I kind of wanted to see whether it was just that you just didn't eat as much, because it's hard to overeat sardines. So I started last Sunday, and I weighed myself before, and I weighed myself on Wednesday morning after 3 days. So what are some of the reasons you might want to do the sardine challenge? Well, it's very good for jump-starting weight loss, or if you're plateaued, to get back going. It's very good at reducing cravings. Like fasting, you're getting yourself used to eating differently. It's apparently good for deepening ketosis, more of that later. It's really good as an anti-inflammatory reset. Again, something I'm interested in. And it's also one of these things that I like doing. It's kind of tests your self-discipline. It's only 3 days. How hard can it be? But a little caveat, this is not a long-term thing. No one here is recommending that all you eat is sardines. What I've found since doing this is it's useful to have sardines once or twice a week because they are so good for you. But this is a 3-day challenge just to reset things, kickstart things, get things going. So let's get into the footage. What I've got here is most days I just film myself in the morning, maybe later on. We'll just watch through that footage, and I'll do some overdubbing if necessary to talk about what was going on. Hi, so it's morning 1, and I'm about to start my 3-day challenge. I'm using a plate here because these are very oily. So I don't envisage I'm going to have a problem with this. Now, the only problem I might have is it's 9 o'clock and I don't normally have breakfast. Cheers. But I decided to have breakfast this morning because it's got a climbing day and I would normally eat. So one of these cans is 200 calories drained. I didn't drain it. I'm imagining a bit more than that. So this is a decision point. I've only had 200 calories. Do I have another can? I'll decide after I've tested my blood. Morning, 24 hours in. Don't feel any different than normal, but that's, I wouldn't expect to because I ate yesterday. So I got up about half an hour ago. Started off with weighing myself. I'd lost a bit from yesterday. And then made myself a coffee and took my bloods. From what I could see, my blood sugar had dropped quite a bit, but my ketones had also dropped, so my ketosis level was lower this morning. I think that's fairly common, that your ketosis goes down overnight. I think it's called the dawn effect. But what will be interesting was I had to decide whether I was going to have some breakfast. And I feel like the way I want to treat this challenge is eat in my normal eating window, which I intermittent fast. So I'm not going to eat until later on. It'll be a bit earlier than normal because I plan to go to Hang On Climbing this afternoon to do some filming. So I'll probably eat about 1 o'clock, which is 2 or 3 hours early. So far, nothing to report. Ate 6 cans of tuna yesterday, which is about, including the olive oil, about 1,400 calories. But I burned about 1,000 calories at climbing, so I'm going to be in a big deficit, which I guess is the point. I don't know. Anyway, I'll update you later. Morning, 2 days done. Glorious sunshine. I'm not one to pass up the opportunity to sit and have a morning coffee in the sun. How was yesterday? Weighed myself this morning. I've lost a bit more weight. It's relatively steady. Nothing like when I was fasting. I'll total it up tomorrow when I've done my 3 days. I'm not finding it difficult to eat my normal calorific intake in sardines. I had 6 tins yesterday, I think, which is going to add up to about 1,500 calories once I add the fact that I'm taking the oil rather than draining the calories. Don't feel any lack of energy, unlike fasting. I went for a climbing session yesterday, which I managed to do. I managed to put effort in without any difficulty. So that's a big contrast to fasting. But through the night, I had incredibly sore stomach, which I've not had. I've not had through my Manjaro journey. I've not had any time I've been fasting. Felt like wind, but it was quite uncomfortable. Feels okay this morning. So 1 more day to go, and then I'll summarise everything tomorrow. So this is evening meal. Up to now, what I've been doing is I've just been eating them out of the tin, like an animal. What I thought I'd do for my evening meal, because I know I'm going to have more than 1 tin, I'm going to aim for having 3 tins, is I thought I would just open some tins into a little plate. I'm putting all the oil in here, mainly because I'm definitely going to struggle to have enough calories if I don't. And then just a little bit of, a couple of dabs of Frank's hot sauce. Apparently hot sauce is allowed. And I'm just going to put a little squish of vinegar in and then squish them up a bit. The thing is, that's only about 600 or 700 calories, which when I looked at my calorie intake, I've got another 1500 I can take. So what I thought is I'd just sit and I'd eat this while watching some telly. Cheers. Watching some Mr. In Between. Bit of vinegar and hot sauce definitely makes a difference. I won't make you watch me eating. Morning, that's my 3-day sardine challenge done. And to be honest, I'm glad. I found 7 days water fast better than this, or easier than this, or more fun than this. I'm just going to finish my coffee and then work out all the data, and I will try today to film the introduction and close of the video so that I can post it on Monday. Yeah. Sardine challenge. Yeah. So, as I said, after day one, it was easy. I've been doing intermittent fasting for a long time, so I wasn't hungry. I tend not to be hungry till later in the afternoon. I found it easy to eat the sardines. I love sardines. When I was young, sardines on toast were a thing. I've seen a lot of videos online of people doing this like it's the most disgusting thing they've ever done. And I just didn't find that. So after 2 days, I wasn't really feeling any different. I wasn't feeling low in energy, but I wasn't feeling high in energy. I wasn't really feeling particularly different, to be honest. I was still enjoying it. Sitting down in the evening with a nice big bowl of up to 3 tins of sardines, a little bit of hot sauce, a little bit of vinegar sometimes. I really enjoyed it. And then on day 3, I wasn't really finding it hard. I did have a kind of bout of fairly bad cramps, which if you've seen my fasting videos, I didn't have any of that problem when I was eating nothing. So I don't know what that was about. Probably my gut's reaction to the boredom, but and also a wee bit indelicate. But what I found by day 2 and certainly into day 3, when I was going to the toilet for a pee, it really started to smell of sardines, which were a little bit off-putting, to be honest. So on the final stretch on day 3, it didn't get any easier, but it didn't get any harder, other than, as I say, that slight gut problem I had. But that was only in the evening. It didn't reduce my constipation which those of you that have been following my Manjaro stuff know I've been having some issues with constipation. It didn't change that in any way at all. So it was easy, and I finished it off, and I weighed myself on Wednesday, and that was that. So let's look at the results. So when I weighed myself on day 1, I was 15 stone 9.2. This many pounds and kilos. And when I weighed myself on Wednesday morning, I had lost 3 pounds. That's about 1.3, 1.4 kilograms. So 3 pounds in 3 days is quite good, particularly if you've plateaued, particularly if you've been struggling to lose weight. And I never felt hungry once. I definitely wasn't eating as many calories as I normally do. I think I was averaging about 6 tins a day, which is about 12 to 1500 calories, which is about what I have been eating. So I would say categorically what this is about is eating sardines, only eating sardines. It's hard to overeat. It's easy to undereat. It's easy to keep in a calorific deficit. And I think that's one of the reasons for losing the weight. I wasn't so calorific. I wasn't so low that I wanted the 3 pounds. So there's definitely something else going on, and that's probably the ketosis. So again, I use my little Keto Mojo to monitor my glucose and ketone level. And if we look at that, over the 3 days, my blood glucose level was kind of static. It started a bit high, and I look at anything over 5 as a bit high, and it got down below 4, which is good. But then when you look at the ketones, they didn't really get to what I would consider a particularly high level. And then the measure that I look at, which is the GKI ketosis number, that's the number that I've been looking at, paying most attention to when I've been looking at fasting. Anything between 3 and 6, I think it is in ketosis, and that's when your body is producing enough ketones that it's going to be preferring to burn fat, and you're getting all the additional health benefits of being in ketosis, the anti-inflammatory, the good things it's doing in your brain. I didn't get below 3. Which I kind of thought I would. When I've been doing fasting, I've been lower than 1. I've been at 0.6, I think, which is deep ketosis. So I got into a moderate level of ketosis, but it wasn't as quick as I thought it would be, and it wasn't as deep as I thought it would be. But it was ketosis. And again, if you can eat something that's filling you and you're enjoying it and you're getting into ketosis, then it's going to be beneficial. Digestive wise, I didn't have any bloating. I didn't have any hunger. It was quite easy to get full. And the only 2 issues I had was one, that slight digestive pain that I had on the second night, and the strange smell of the urine, which was a bit off-putting, to be honest. Mood, energy, mental clarity, I wasn't aware of any difference. If you followed my fasting videos, you'll know that when I go climbing, I found it quite hard to have the energy to climb. I didn't have any of that problem. I went climbing on Sunday, and normally if I go climbing on a Sunday, I'll be having 2 packs of chicken and bacon sandwiches to give me enough energy to really have a hard session. I didn't do that. I had 1 tin of sardines in the morning, and I had plenty of energy for a really good climbing session. So no issues there. So was it worth it? Well, it was worth it. It was a little fun challenge I wanted to do. I had fun doing it. I saw some results. I saw enough results that I would maybe do it again, just to that little kickstart if there's a plateau in weight loss. Really easy to get into ketosis. I will definitely add sardines to my diet to have maybe 2 or 3 times a week, a couple of cans for my afternoon breakfast. Would I recommend it? Sure. I mean, if you're interested in this kind of thing, try it. If you're finding you're plateaued or you're looking to kickstart some weight loss, it's an easy way to do it. Would I recommend it over fasting? Fasting is harder. Fasting has a far bigger impact, but it's harder. Eating sardines for 3 days was easy. Give it a try. So if you've seen this challenge or you've considered doing it, let me know in the comments. Ask me anything about it in the comments. Don't forget, if you're into this kind of thing, or if you're interested in climbing, or if you're interested in Manjaro weight loss, like and subscribe for more videos like this. Coming up in the next couple of weeks, I'll have the video detailing what happened when I did my 7-day water fast, which to me was fascinating. And I've also got a DEXA scan coming up that I'll talk about in a few weeks. So that's that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.